The latest hotfix once again contains a little bit of functionality, so let's go over the changes quickly in this Pagan online patch discussion video. Hey everyone, this is Thyworm and today I want to take a look at what MetaHead Games calls a surprise patch. Surprises in games lately weren't all that pleasant, usually, apart from some breathtaking moments, but this patch has more than just hotfixes, and it all looks pretty good too. So here's what's new in patch 1.0.3. Looking at the heroes first, a few things stand out and are worth mentioning. Eldin got added damage to Sleet Slide and his emotes are polished. Hector can now cancel the flamethrower, which is nice because that thing slows you down significantly, so an ability cancel is a nice addition. Masha is now capable of using the tarot cards while moving, which should increase her mobility significantly. After all, a Tarot of Destiny is a skill that is used quite often. Other heroes have minor fixes as well. I will link the patch notes article in the description down below. In missions, lower tiers have added recipes that spawn. I'm not sure how useful that is at lower levels, but there's been a significant amount of community feedback regarding a low number of dropped recipes at lower levels, so this just might fix that. When we get to the settings fixes, things get a bit more interesting, most notably the loot filters. The original implementation of loot filters in the release a couple of weeks ago was nice, but still not great. The amount of granulation, the extent to which you could filter items, was despite a lot of options still limited. Most of this had to do with the fact that all crafting items are of common quality, and unchecking the common quality in the loot filter meant that you wouldn't see any crafting materials, for example. This is why I found the loot filter not very useful still, because to me key features were missing. Those key features still don't work, as you can see over here. I have a chest full of gold and crafting materials, but because the common quality is unchecked, it doesn't appear as loot. I think all these items like gold and crafting materials and wisdom stones and basically every item that you want to loot anyway should get their own separate tag in the game, so the loot filter works accordingly. These items shouldn't be recognized as common quality. This is why, for me at least, the loot filter only works partially and isn't implemented fully just yet. What did change in this patch is the fact that we can now use the loot filter for separate schools of magic. That's very nice because flawless school of magic items in the endgame are where farming and provide the best base for crafting legendaries. If you like news, updates and patch notes discussions on various action RPGs, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We've almost got 2,000 subs and each and every one of those subs is a really nice person. The audio department has added some stuff as well, and in the technology section some updates are present too. One thing I like is the sorting option in the inventory, which now has additional options. That's pretty cool and a useful quality of life change. Another significant upgrade is the improved controller support. I played a bit with the controller at launch and to be honest, it was some of the worst controller implementation I have ever seen. It was so clunky that after 30 minutes I just gave up testing it. You had to perform all sorts of weird button combinations to even be allowed to use primary attacks in battles, let alone actually play the game. Now, 3 hotfixes later, I'm playing here again with King Witch using a controller and the support is a lot better. I mean, I still wouldn't recommend this to anyone who has a mouse and keyboard, which is anyone, but at least I'm able to make it through a level. The biggest hurdles are looting, which is just a bit of a pain, trying to get your cursor with the left stick on top of loot, and abilities like my jump, which require aiming. It's just not really possible with the controller in the middle of a fight, but everything else works pretty well. This is basically a twin-stick action RPG, and while sometimes your hero moves in mysterious ways, facing all sorts of directions while playing with a controller, overall I think the controller support these days is passable. The partial controller support icon on Steam represents this well, I feel. One last housekeeping announcement: I've moved my stream from Twitch to YouTube because it's just easier. I got rid of the schedule, but will stream often anyway, I think. So check the planned events for upcoming streams. The VODs are available as uploads as well, which is a nice added bonus, I feel. Let's see if people actually watch those or if they basically clutter the feed. If it is the latter, then I will just remove them or maybe edit them down into like 10 or 20 minute streaming highlights. Thanks for watching and making it to the end. I will see you soon. Bye bye.